Hey guys, Sleep Grandma here. It's about after midnight, and I don't know. I've had something on my mind for the last couple of days, so I kind of want to get it out because so I can sleep. um, I've had two subjects on my mind, but let me start. Let's tackle one. First of all, I want to say it's never ever your fault if you get raped or molested. You know, rape is an act of violence. No normal person imposes their sexuality and control on another person unless they're sick or perverted. No normal person wants to have sex with a child, especially a baby. Um, no normal person has sex with another, imposes their sexuality on another person underage, because when we're underage we can't give consent. A lot of the children, when I was molested at 3, I didn't even know what sex was. I mean, I don't even know why I was alone with that uncle, but obviously something happened somewhere. Now, I don't remember what happened, but I do know that when my dad told me, after I got into Alcoholics Anonymous, my dad told me that I had been molested, and then everything just made sense. A lot of things that, thoughts that I had, weird feelings that I had of being invisible, and of not being, not having a voice, made sense. So I know that it's true, but I have to tell you that it's never your fault. You did nothing to encourage that person to want to have sex with you. I don't care if you climbed up on your uncle's lap. I don't care if you looked at your cousin a certain way. I mean, I work with children, okay? And I know that children are very trusting, and children tend to, look up to who's ever caring for them. And but they don't look at us in a sexual way. Only a pervert would think that they're looking at them in a sexual way. Only a mentally ill person, but a deviously mentally ill person, would look at a child and think that that child wants to have some kind of sexual contact with them. I mean, come on. Um, sex is, I mean, not sex. Rape is an act of violence. It's an act of violence. It's someone weaponizing their sexuality on you, imposing themselves, controlling you, trying to humiliate you, trying to force you to do something you don't want to do. It's like when I told my dad, Uncle Paul is trying to pee in my mouth. Tried to pee in my mouth. What does that mean? That means he was shoving himself into my mouth, my little bitty mouth. I'm 3 years old. I don't even know what's going on. And that's horrifying. That really is horrifying. And so I want you to know that it's never your fault. I don't care if your mother or somebody told you that, oh, it's because you were wearing those short shorts. No, that's not true. And it's very important that you absorb that. That is not true. Your mother's sick, or whoever told you that is sick. No one, no one in their right mind, okay? No one in their right mind would think that a child wants to have sex with them. No, and anyone that thinks that way is sick, okay? Like I said, I work with a lot of children. They hold on to me. They cling to me. They, sometimes they're like bury their head, um, like between my legs because they got scared of something. That doesn't mean they want to do anything with me. It just means that they got scared. They ran to me. They know that I'm familiar to them, and they just hugged me. They didn't know it was inappropriate. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you were at a party and something happened to you and someone forced themselves on you, it's not your fault, okay? But I do recommend that when you go to parties, don't leave your drink unattended, and don't so someone won't slip something into your drink, and don't stay with your friends. Try not to be alone. If your friends are the kinds that wander off, don't hang out with those people, because friends should always be watching out for friends, okay? But you need to not blame yourself for what happened to you. It's never your fault. If you have a stepfather that molested you and came into your room or something, that's not your fault. He's a sick son of a bitch, okay? Um, if you had someone that touched you inappropriately, someone at work that, did something inappropriately, they're sick sons of a bitches, okay? It's not you. So just please remember that. The thing you have to do now is you're going to have to absorb the fact that it's not your fault. And you're going to have to find someone you trust. And that person can be me. I'm going to put a email, if you'd like, as an option. I'm going to put an email up and you can email me and we can go back and forth. That way it's, more private. But you have to find someone you trust to talk to them, tell them exactly what happened, every detail, and then let it go. Just put it out there, let it go. Now, if you're in Alcoholics Anonymous, that person should probably be your sponsor. Choose a good sponsor and let it go so you can work through it. You can't walk around these things. You have to walk through them to get to the other side. And just let someone know, this is what happened to me. Air it out. It's like airing out a room that's been closed for a long time. You want to open that door. You want to air it out. You want to get it out. Step 4 of the Alcoholics Anonymous, step 4 is when you do your personal inventory. And that's when you talk about everything that happened to you and you get that stuff out of you and away from you. So you have to work through it to get it out. That way you can find peace and happiness in your new life. Please don't be a victim. There's a boy that I know. I knew his mother, but he told me that one of his one of her nieces was older. She was about 15, and she molested this woman's son, who was about 7 years old. And the reason she gave for molesting him was because she said he was looking at her a certain way. Well, she was the older cousin, so he was probably looking at her, with admiration, like all children look up to the older cousin, right? Well, she took it as being a sexual look or something like that because she's sick in the head. And she went for it. I mean, she molested the poor boy. So anyway, he ended up becoming this complete drug addict that's homeless and an alcoholic and wandering the streets, and his mother can't trust him, and it's just a terrible situation. And now he's in his 40s. I think he's in his 40s, and he's still doing the same thing. He's still punishing himself for something that happened to him when he was 7 years old. You don't want to end up like that, man. You do not want that life. Don't let these bastards, okay, these sick son of a bitches bastards ruin your life, okay? Don't let it happen. Because I believe that when a child is molested or when a person is raped, it kills a certain part of you. It kills that trusting part of you. It kills, especially for a child, I think when a child's molested, it kills their little personality, So it kills the joy. It makes them look at things differently. So we have to mend that. We have to mend that, and we have to, how can I put it? If we can't mend it, we have to make it evolve into something productive, something better. We have to do something with that betrayal of trust. We have to be able to cope with what happened to us and spin it from shit to gold, man. Because it was shit. When something like that happens to you, it's shit. Okay? You want to spin that shit into gold. You want to make it into something better, into something you can maybe help other women or children that's happened to with. You want to be able to change that event into something productive. I know it sounds hard. I'm not saying um, that it's easy, but it is doable because I've done it. I've done it. I'm only telling you, I never ask people to do something I wouldn't do. I've done this. And yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm very happy now. And I know you can do it, but please, please start at the point where you know it's not your fault. It never is your fault. Ever. Ever. It's not your fault. No one wants to be raped. Okay? No one wants to be molested. You didn't ask for it. You weren't provoking them. Okay, they're sick sons of a bitches. That's just it. They're bastards that are looking for victims. And they're counting on the fact that you won't say anything. So please know. That's why a lot of times I say that molestation is murder. They're murdering a child's personality. They're murdering a part of that child's personality. When someone's raped, they're kind of murdering a part of their trust, at least the trust. But you can get better. You can recuperate. You can make that part of you come alive again and become a productive person, a person that loves themselves despite what happened. And one more thing I want to say that I really think is important is that yes, you were damaged, but you're not damaged goods, okay? Don't let anybody tell you that you're unlovable because of what happened to you. Don't let anybody tell you that, well, I'm doing you a favor by being with you because, you were raped or you were molested. It doesn't matter. Yes, some damage was done to you, but you are not damaged goods, okay? You are a worthwhile person that deserves happiness. You are not damaged goods. You are not damaged goods, okay? Remember that you are lovable and you need to love yourself too. That's the biggest love you should have is yourself. The biggest love you should have is yourself. And if you brought children to this world, you are responsible for those children. So they should be put first until they're grown. But you are worth love and deserve love. Okay? I just wanted to say that. And I'll probably talk more about it in the future. But I wanted to get that information out there because, like I said, it happened to me. It's happened to a lot of people, and they never talk about it. And I think that's a shame because we really do need to know that we're not unique. Unfortunately, we're not unique. There's a lot of sickos out there, and we have to be aware that there's work to be done. There's emotional and spiritual work to be done. Let's get to it, guys, okay? Much love. Be grateful for what you already have and know that you can make it better. Don't wait for someone to come along in your life to make it better for you. That's neither here nor there. Don't even go there. Do it yourself, man. You can do it. Okay, much love. Bye-bye.